Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, where you happen to be in this big wide world of ours, and welcome to the maid venue. Did quite a number of things have happened in the maid venue. You do an investigation, a firefight, some lightning, un- unlimited power was ejected from some current mages to some unfortunate souls. You do. But the due process of that entire action sequence is currently one, two, three different of our little wizards in training in the ICU. This time we're going to concentrate on one in particular, one known as Eden, or as really his real name, or the name that he is more known by, Farseer. Tell me, Farseer, what are you thinking as you're lying there unconscious? What are you thinking there as the medical establishment is trying to put your head back on your ass?
Farseer at this point is he's replaying the events of Galveston's attack on the hospital, of all that. He remembers the face of the man he killed. He was surprisingly young. You never got a chance to see his age. You could probably assume he was in his early to mid 20s. And he's replaying that dude's head over and over and over and over again. And despite what he may have heard from everybody, that he's a hero, that he saved somebody's life, blah, 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 he still ended one. And it was probably a life that had a lot more time than he did.
Very interesting, very retrospective. I appreciate that. They've got you set up in the ICU for right now. They've got your body bandaged. The knife wound they're going to say is going to be with you right off the bat. They can really make notes that this thing will be with you for the rest of your life. It'll leave a very nasty scar. But some of the after effects are still yet to be determined. It doesn't seem like you have been Actually, I'll retract that statement. Your body is a mangled, fucked up mess. Yes, your arms and legs hold various lacerations. Your body is bruised, moves and broken. Many of your bones will have to be reset either manually or have to grow a bit of time because ag will fuck you up. Bullets will fuck you up. Bats will fuck you up.
Yeah. Well, he was never, the only thing he was struck by was the knife. So luckily there is that.
Fair enough, sir. Fair enough.
But still, Ag is a bitch.
The nurses and doctors have hooked you up with a few different painkillers to help deal with the agonizing pain and the associated pain of just a regular wear and tear. And they've had to set up a few MRIs because they want to get back inside your head. They're worried about a prolonged concussion or coma. And yada yada stuff. But today they have actually foregone a traditional MRI machine for something known as a portal MRI machine. It seems that some of the local college, or at least a college academic person, has decided to test this out on you. He gives some very official-looking document, and it has a very official air to him. Not that you would notice too much, being constantly in and out for some brief bit of time. But do me a favor, do me a perception alertness difficulty 9.
Oh, you probably won't make that, but nope. He's got nothing in. In fact, this is technically a botch if it's 9.
So you do not notice this person putting a helmet on your head. You do not notice that it is actually a Star Wars replica helmet. The man also notices that it's for if you're going to make a DeLorean, if you're going to make a time machine, you might as well make it a DeLorean joke. in various different references. You also do not see the man plugging in his laptop. You do not see the man fitting upon his head a similar device. You do not see the man entering a bunch of codes, and you certainly do not notice the man invoking a bit of the primal element. You certainly don't notice what happened next until you're already there. Tell me about your idealized self.
Oh, the idealized version of a Farseer.
Mhm,
I suppose it would be an in between. Imagine a high fantasy version of the Matrix.
mhm.
Wearing all black with the trench coat and the sunglasses, a bit of a wizard staff, and a bit of an antiquated flavor to it.
Okay. Hey, so if I may use some, or at least still similar literature for somewhere, something like what Harry Dresden wears in his series.
Something a bit similar, I'd say. Yeah.
Okay. So you find yourself looking at your idealized self, or at least understanding that you have a third person perspective on yourself in this little mind space you find yourself in. Most people envision a blackness to them because their eyes are closed. They cannot see anything just yet. But this bit of abject nothingness actually has grid work attached to it. And actually, as you look at it, this very flat two-dimensional plane with cross guards suddenly becomes wider, larger, falls back, and becomes more three-dimensional. And as you're looking at yourself, there's actually the elongated coat is actually on the floor, or at least on a chair or something fucking like that. And you're looking directly at your own back. And question, have you ever seen the effects of lightning on the human body before?
Not personally, but I know that they're pretty bad.
Then you'll understand what I'm describing to you. Where the knife is actually hit, in its very elongated trail, every nerve ending looks like it has been stained, fried, overloaded to a degree. And as you look at it, you realize that there is a power, or at least a leaking of power, like how to explain this? You know when you have a battery, but it's a very bad battery, but you attach it to a light bulb and has to give a very faint liquidy glow to it?
Yeah.
Kind of, every one of your nerve endings is currently a light, just like that. At least along the wound of the knife. This is only for you for the moment. How do you feel?
That Edward Norton looking motherfucker really did a number on me, didn't he?
Mm, fair enough. And this room, what do you think of this room?
There's coding everywhere?
There is three-dimensional modeling.
Hmm. What's being made here?
Mm.
What is here?
Let's see. Do you have any dots in mind?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay. You have any dots in correspondence?
Yep, got one.
Okay. Roll. What's your retake score again?
Two.
Okay. Roll your retake difficulty 3.
All right. There's two successes for you.
Okay. You're realizing that this place is a construct of your own mind. It has actually been mastered to a device. At least it seems like, or at least it's been mastered to some other form of reality. There's a connection here to a completely different place, but your endpoint, your node happens to be inside your own head, or at least the mental space you currently occupy.
Aiden just got his Major Lore 2 a couple of weeks ago, thanks to Cassie.
Hmm.
He's heard about mages, the Awakened rather, having mindscapes, their own inner universes. Huh. Aiden wonders, or Farseer wonders if this is his.
Hmm. Well, seeing as this is your own brain space, what do you want to put in it? What is important?
He's going to put down the clock that he has on all of his devices, showing him how much time there is left. And he's going to construct a wall for himself. It's a small wall. Well, a wall that may need to be built up in time. If he makes it about 6-7 feet high, doesn't need to be too crazy. But in it, he inserts what seem to be digitized memories. The first one is going to be of Leah, and he puts that on the most left-hand side of the wall. And on the top of this wall, he is going to inscribe the words, "Those we have lost but will not forget."
Hmm. Go on. So you have this wall. It's manufacturing. It's shaping. It's actually becoming the wall in your dormitory, as it were, or a little shelf, as it were.
Okay. Um, then he'll probably start to create more photos of people that he's come to be at least somewhat close to during his time here. So Cassie gets a picture. It's not on the same wall. It's on one of these shelves instead. So Cassie's getting a picture. Ken's getting a picture. Alex getting a picture. Yes, Conrad also gets a picture.
Okay. So you're getting all these pictures up. You're getting all these names and associations down. And as you're doing that, you're also creating little webs and little nodes. Like, those conspiracy boards that are all the rage when you go insane?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So you're putting you're putting them up in a wall kind of like that, with all the strings attached to them. And suddenly you find a extra picture, an empty picture. A picture with just static in it.
Probably tap the screen a couple of times just to see what's up with it.
You tap a few times. It's and then you hear sort of a tiny voice, but the static is sort of overpowering it. You're sort of getting it's maintenance and whole and event impact intimate assistance, but it's all jarbled and mangled up.
He's unsure of if his normal experience with technology is going to help him at all, but he's going to try and fix this thing a little bit and see if he can't get it to transmit a little clearer.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your beta difficulty 3. I'm giving you the
Okay.
bonuses
All right.
because you're going to be taking this thing out of its console. You'll be lifting the thing up. You'll be tweaking a few of the devices and capacitors and a resistor. Here's the inductors and putting it back in. So just go ahead and roll it.
Yep, there's 2 more.
Okay. The signal is going to come a lot clearer now. You've got a very basic signal, well, as the continuation of a voice, as it were. Still static, but the voice is definitely there. Requesting maintenance on the Cosmonauts. turret system. The intimate asteroid event. It will cause massive casualty. Casualties requesting assistance immediately. And I want you to understand, this is not the thing of your head. This is something alien. This is something other. This isn't coming anywhere from your memories or associations or anything.
Mm-hmm. All right, so there's what was it that was going to cause a lot of casualties? I didn't catch everything. I'm sorry about that.
Asteroid event.
Asteroid event. Huh. That's that's weird. Can he communicate back?
It's like, I'm going to say that there is a talk button.
Okay. And we'll hit the talk button and he'll say, um, elaborate? Asteroid event?
It's like, and something that sounds very, very much like a modem is suddenly being emitted, and it's giving you coordinates.
Okay. He'll note down these coordinates. And I guess what he'll do is he'll manufacture himself a computer.
It's like, boom, done. It is such a imprint of your own self. Oh, if it is like you are actually back at home in your most comfortable setting. Actually, describe your comfort setting. Describe your space.
His most comfortable space isn't the apartment that he has now. Farseer's most comfortable space was probably. He remembers a point when he was 16. And he remembers when he had this. He saved up money from working odd jobs, a lot of odd jobs, and a lot of computer repair jobs, doing a lot of people's tests for them and whatnot. He managed to save up enough to get himself a top of the line computer. And he managed to load. He managed to in his room at the time, load up a bunch of fans, a nice little ceiling fan, and even a little mini fridge for himself. That was a gift from his aunt. Um, and he remembers just derping around on this thing for hours a day. Most of the time, even neglecting his homework just to do it. So that's probably his space. Someplace that's a little more closed off but can still touch everything, like what a computer can do.
Okay. Do you have any like special coding, identification, or iconology with this computer?
Mm, it's probably, I believe that the computer that he got was called an Oracle. He remembers it so well because that provided the basis for his current internet handle.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You have the thing. You have your Oracle set up, running, and at capacity. There's an environmental, a variety of refreshments. It's in the refrigerator, a number of different snacks here and there. But you also have the coordinates put in there, because thought is thought is faster than physical need. And it asks you whether you would like to do. Would you like to press enter?
I suppose he will then.
Okay then. You hit enter, and you feel yourself being pulled away from your safety sport, from this space, your pure mental headspace, and you find yourself being pulled through that signal, as it were, transported to the other, transported to. Cosmonaut, your feet are currently encased in a And as per safety requirements, with the magnetical coils firmly attached to the outer hull, the metallic surface is very, very much in proximity and needed. And the above you, you see the eternal expanse of a black, uncaring universe with very, very tiny pinpricks of light that you like to call hope points, because as we all know, you have to hope for a new home planet. The last one was destroyed in a rather catastrophic event, and you have gotten your transmission in with the coordinates of needed of repair. In front of you, you see the ship has been well, quite used very badly, and they it is not the pristine and crisp glow of NASA or cosmonaut engineering anymore that it once was, not for over 100 years at the most. There are rivets that are coming loose. There are plating that is getting eroded. There's makeshift repairs that are becoming less and less makeshift, as it were. Another dry dock is in sight. Your visor, your visors are in check. Your suit is intact. One of the better suits. That's, of course, after what happened to poor Jimmy, you couldn't use that short shirt suit because it had been torn from thread to thread. You have your toolbox and your tools, and you have your oracle arm bracelet on hand. People laugh at you because it's a rather ridiculously outdated model. Well, you should have gone with a a Herald model. But no. You like the oracle because it is, well, which you're most comfortable with. You can do things with that model they can't do with their own Renegade 2.0s. How do you feel?
He feels a bit, at this point, annoyed that he has to go out and fix this again. They've been talking about this after meeting after meeting after meeting, and they're waiting until the last second to finally send good old Aiden out and handle the problem.
You do remember one of the guys? Did you? There are three that kind of like are the ones that call most of the shots. So they talk about how they're getting a fourth guy later on, but the one that's being a real dick is known as has called himself Agent E because he's an asshole. Oh, and constantly refers to Agent D as a dick, as a dick. But they've been mostly been contemplating about resource management and the life schedule pharmacants of the fleet armada, as it were. But they're mostly just trying to hold the damn thing together, and everyone's getting bitch slapped because as everything is dwindling down the drain, as it were.
Yeah. Well, if people put the energy that they put into bitching into their actual work, we might be able to get more things done around here.
Okay. We're coming upon whole airlock 404 or Space 404 or in sector 404. The turrets in front of you are on. They're not supposed to be on right now. In fact, they're on, and they seem to be. They're not pointing at the sky, or at least away from the hole. They're actually pointing towards the hole. That's not right either.
That looks like a really bad problem waiting to happen.
Indeed it does. What do you think is the problem right now?
Well, one wrong move and then the turrets are going to fire into the hull of the ship. And that's not going to be fun at all for anybody.
It's like, not far off from the truth. Not far off from the truth at all, good sir.
So I assume that his Oracle unit probably has something that can help at least redirect the guns to somewhere that won't kill everyone on the ship instantly.
Do me a favor and roll perception plus technology through the lens of your oracle.
Hey, there's single eight.
Okay. The turrets right now seem to be in how to explain this infantry anti-infantry mode. It believes that there are currently infantry on the hull itself. That if a living or non-living being were to step across its kill box or kills mode, it would evaporate the target. It currently needs to be locked into the anti-aerial format, although air is sort of a misnomer at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. These guns were made such a long time ago. So long,
So,
in fact, that I don't think Aiden knows what a sky looks like, other than those hazy simulations that they put people in when they go to bed.
the sleep beds.
Yeah, those. He has to admit that he enjoys them to a certain degree, although it's a little odd how imperfect they made the whole thing.
Hmm.
They could have
Why?
just.
Why do you believe they made them imperfect?
Hmm, why would we need to live out a second life in which bad things happen to us if there's already bad things that happen here? We should escape, not, do what we normally do.
Hmm.
I mean, hell, I'm pretty sure in my simulation something very strange is happening to me. I can't remember what. You know how dreams are. You never remember the whole thing, but whenever I wake up, I feel this pain in my chest, almost as if I was dying or something. I know I'm fine, so I don't see what the problem is, and I
Well,
don't
your
see why
medical
I have to deal
checkup
with it.
stated that you would do for, or that your medical charts say that you are perfectly fine due to good working condition for another 20, maybe 30 years if you keep your shit intact, and then reincarnation or at least reprocessing the body that he is scheduled.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know what's up with that second life. It's a bit weird right now. Plus, we got to get rid of those damn malware with the werewolves. I don't know who put that in there. They need to cut that out.
Hey, hey, I'm enjoying this immensely, by the way. Okay, okay. So your article is telling you that the only way to redirect these things will have to be manually. A problem is that the normal route, the normal uh, subway port to get at them, had been sealed off and seared off due to inexplicable meltdown events. We got too close to a star, he said.
Is there any other way to open them up? Or at least, is there any alternate way to get to the guns? At least the
Yes,
controls.
yes, there is indeed an alternate way to get to the guns. You're not gonna like it though.
Oh boy.
The kill zone.
Yeah, that's not going to be fun at all. Although, luckily, I have an idea for that.
Oh, please do tell.
Okay, so there is. I can only assume that this kill zone is being provided by some sort of laser, by a certain set of lasers that target a certain area, and the guns simply fire within that area.
Mm, you're not too far off, actually. It uses laser guided assistance because you want to make sure whenever you fire off a shot, you have a firing pattern or a firing path. Um, I'm sorry, I'm not really thinking of the right word for this program. But if you shoot and miss, something bad is going to happen to someone else. So they have the laser guided system to sort of correctly man, it's target assist pretty much, yes.
Okay, well, Luckily, Oracle has a minor forces function on it.
Hmm.
Some others have some much more advanced forces programs, but Aiden's been able to keep up with his. What he's going to do is he's going to alter the kill box.
Hmm.
And he's going to make it. He's either going to neutralize it entirely by directing it somewhere else, i.e., away from him, or failing that, distort it, make it hazy, make it fuzzy, so that way it can't really. It would take significantly longer to target him.
Okay. 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 Do. This is what I'm going to give you since you're kind of thinking the right way anyway. If you were able to sort of manipulate the laser point, as it were, here it would be get erroneous data and would either misfire or would not get a correct firing solution. That's what I wanted to say earlier. Firing solution.
Okay. All
It's
right.
like you want to know what the rule you had to do to make that happen?
Sure.
I read.
You got it, boy. What's the
They
diff for
did.
this one? I
Let's
assume.
see. Manipulating forces is typically level 2, goes up to 3. I'm not going to penalize you on the distance or the weirdness. It's because you're doing really you're well into the paradigm of this place, which is good. And you're going to be using a tool, so I'll bring it down to 4.
4? That's fair enough. Here's hoping. Hey, there's 1 at least. May have to extend that depending.
Okay, okay. What you've done thus far is that you've made the laser blink. And if you were to dash right now, well, you would have to make a few rather difficult rolls to get across. But if you continue with the same idea, you may be able to get it to redirect and blink again.
All right, he's going to see if he's going to extend this a little bit, see if he can exasperate this.
Okay, okay. It'll go up to difficulty 5 now.
You got it. There's 2 more.
Okay, then. You suddenly get the impression that it is now lazy in its interpretation. It's currently now seems to be behaving off the whole for whatever fuck off reason, and that you're still going to have to make a check, but it is an increasingly simpler check now.
Okay. Actually, our friend Aiden here has the lightning calculator merit. How difficult exactly would it be?
Yeah, Dex plus Athletics difficulty 4.
Diff 4? Okay. Then he'll go ahead and do his thing. To spend willpower or not to spend willpower? Let's roll the dice and see what happens. This could be fun. He's got 1 at least. It's not pretty. He trips a lot. Has to
Okay,
scramble
okay.
quite a bit.
Okay. This is what you get. This is what you get. Do. There are currently a number of ventilation shafts, or at least a good bit of debris, and even 1 or 2 messaging signal radar something in a disc, radio disc. Yes, they're able to duck down, get into like a foxhole. Well, and you have to make another check to complete the run.
Okay, same diff?
Yep.
Hey, that's a lot better.
There you go. It's like, son of a bitch only has 3 fucking dice. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
3 dex, no athletics. Let's do it.
Okay. So you're able to do this with a little more flourish. You're able to make this into a baseball slide right there down the turn. It's sort of bumping up against the turn, and it's in its compartment, which we're able to. Yeah, you can pretty much open it now.
Okay. He's gonna go ahead and do so.
Okay. Before you see a plethora of different levers, command codes, key slots, and a lot of other very different retro shit that they never got to retro uh, old stuff that they never got to retrofit because goddamn this thing is falling apart.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I catch that one more time, please?
Oh goddamn it, this place is falling apart.
Oh yeah.
It's a bunch of controls that never really got retrofitted or for digital input, or at least a broader range of tools. It's old shit.
Okay.
And you actually remember that this had to be that this system is designed off of a lesser craft's main gun. The lesser craft being known as the Cloudsdale vessel, a pirating vessel, as it were. But one of their pirates sort of crash landed onto the ship. Yep, and the inhabitants of this ship, it were able to reconfigure the device for their benefit.
Okay, so I suppose to solve the problem that we have now, he could use a similar tactic.
Do do me a favor and roll me wits plus technology or wits plus craft, whichever one's higher.
I'll do what's plus technology.
Okay then.
There's a 9, a 10, and an 8. I assume the what specialty one step ahead does not count.
Unfortunately, it will not here. Okay. So you're able to know that it's a hydraulic. For some fuck off reason, they didn't switch out the hydraulic for a electromagnetic booster or a quantum state bifocular. No, it's a fucking hydraulic. Like for some fuck off reason, and
Wow, this.
and you realize that its import is actually clogged. And if you were to be able to clean off the clog while taping the tube, as it were, and making sure that the oxygen and air liquid solution filtered out, well, you'd be able to get it working again.
Okay. So, what
And if
kind of
it
role would
and if
you
it
tell?
sounds like this entire thing is consistent, it's supposed to be consistent.
No, I feel you. What kind of role is it to unclog the hydraulic?
Dex plus craft, I believe. This is more like hands-on kind of stuff.
Okay. Hmm. There any sticks around? We are in the void after all. There may be some
Well,
kind of
you do
stick
have
floating around.
your you do have your anti-personnel baton on your waist.
Yeah, what he's gonna do is he's gonna grab that, um, and he's gonna do something a little weird with his oracle that he hasn't done in quite a bit.
Hmm.
What he's gonna do is he's gonna. It's a little harder to do. Well, harder for some people, but not as hard for him. But his unit can interact with more natural, more natural forces in the world. So he's gonna see if his device can't help him unclog this drain using the baton to basically smack it the hell out.
Hmm. Okay, I got it. You are going to be using that someone told you, but not you. And maybe even not here or not now. Oh, and in fact, this voice seems to be supplementing itself with your own natural thought process. I think what you want is like, look, what you need to do is smack it hard enough that the oscillating frequency is enough to get the impurities out while keeping the purities in. Of course, it's not easy. It will make fixing the machine easier.
Yeah, there we go. That's pretty much what he's trying to do.
Basically, roll a retake and then take that number and do basically roll your retake first.
Yeah. There's 2.
Let's see. Okay. Make this next to do dexterity crash checks at difficulty 5.
All right. Woo! Doesn't quite get it. Does not quite get it.
There's a disturbing amount of hissing as a little bit of liquid escapes.
Damn it.
Do it again, difficulty 6.
Woo! Still nothing.
Oh
This is not
god. And now you're getting to a critical stage.
Yeah. Time for him to focus a little bit. Gotta be extra careful not to set off these guns or really damage them too much. So now he's gonna just drop a willpower.
Okay.
There we go. There's 2. Took
Okay.
a few tries.
Maybe hitting it. You're starting to realize that maybe hitting it with the baton wasn't the smartest way to go about it. There's a disconnect here between your theory and the application, as it seems. But be able to. God damn it! People, stop messing with me right now. They're messaging me, but I got to do this thing. Okay. And incidentally, most of the liquid that skipped out is sort of like falling into this like little misaligned oblong balls. And when you're starting to look into it, you see a lot of crud and rust in there. And you can sort of assume that you got most of it out. You quickly go ahead and make the repairs needed. And you can pull the lever and realign the guns.
Which he goes ahead and does.
Okay then. And now that the guns are now realigned, the targeting computer is giving a lot of error messages, saying things like gun position in anti-air, computer positioned in anti-infantry, and there's getting a lot of confusion errors.
Is this an issue with the coding?
Yes. It is currently stuck in the anti-infantry mode, but the guns are set in the anti-air mode.
Well, that could be really easy to fix. Maybe a path is incorrect.
And in fact, you know exactly what the problem is. Is the Oracle is starting to highlight a connection between the gun and what looks like a bulk hole head that seems to have a radio signal attached to it, or at least it seems to be the receiving laser beam station.
So it's forcing the gun to be fixed on it.
There's like no.
Okay.
Yes. Actually, yes. When the thing is in anti-infantry mode, it has to bounce off of this thing or some other units. It needs to get a clear map. So if you're reasonably certain that the control panel to switch it to anti-air is over at the collection bay, yes.
Okay. Can he not just aim it at the anti-air bay, so that way they get something?
The anti-air bay is a different system, but you can access the anti-air bay from the infantry bay.
Okay, so he's got to hoof it to the infantry bay then. Okay.
Yep. Also, your Oracle is giving up some alerts.
Some what alerts?
Some alerts. Do
Check it out.
astral impact imminent.
May have to take manual control. Like he'll check to see how much time he has. And Farseer kind of, yeah, Farseer comes out for a second. And he thinks
Oh,
about how much that resonates. Oh, damn.
he's like, well, apparently, you woke up extra early to get on this task, and you've got a good, and you could like have a very nice stroll, but a stroll before like the seriously large meteors, but very very small meteors are still going to come down a bit, but not the big huge fuck off meteors that would completely fuck everything.
Yeah. All right. So, seeing that he has enough time, he keeps stopping and thinking about that phrase,
Which rays?
having enough time or having time in general. That feels like such a bigger deal than he's making it out to be right now. It's not a. Can't think about it too much right now.
Interesting, interesting. Do you have a done time?
Yes, he does.
Okay then. Okay then. Do. Right place, right time. Again, that alien thought process. It's from somewhere that's told to you, but not to you that you sort of internalize, but can't internalize at the same time. It's really weird. And as you're thinking about it, you start to realize that there are calculations you can do, places where you can step and be afforded a bit of comfort, where the probability is of deflection are not just there, but mm, not immutable, but buffering. Do me a favor, roll your rete.
Got it. Yes, there's one.
Okay, okay. As you're thinking about this, your oracle is giving you some combat data. Strangely, that it should be giving you combat data. It's typically used as a civilian device, not a hardcore military component, which is why people still laugh at you that you have frog on it.
Sometimes you gotta like the classics.
Yep. But you are giving a little bit of military and an intrinsic knowledge that if you step one place over another place, if you go around the itineraries, which will be fixed afterwards, but fuck, that's someone else's job at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That you could, well, dodge better, if that makes any sense. And go ahead and roll me Dex Athletics. Why they sent the cripple dodge to do this, I have no idea.
Whew. Doesn't help too
Why
much
the
though.
fuck you keep dying? He's like, okay. So like tiny astral, hey, go ahead and bumps off your armor, and you start to realize the integrity of your body armor. Your suit has been compromised. Your life support system is still active though, so you're pretty much fine.
Okay.
So you are finally there, and as you look up, it's not devastating, but you know the moon in the Majora's Mask?
Yeah.
That moon is smiling at you. Although it's not a moon, it's more of an asteroid. More like a very, very evil, darkened face that hates you. You in particular. Fuck you.
At that point, Aiden's suit gets this really weird staticky noise, and the hints of a woman underneath all the static and all the distortion, but it goes away soon after.
Okay.
Um, Either way, after that bit of weirdness is over, he's gonna make sure that he's gonna go over to the infantry receiver panel and go ahead and make sure that the aerial panel is good. The receiver panel. That receiver panel.
Okay. Okay. You have to go in your hands. Right? These things typically need to be replaced every once in a while. Well, they aren't. The system is broken. You realize that the scanner could have been placed all the way over here. Would have made things easier for processing shit, but no, they've got to put it right at the front where it has to receive all the data. Why would they do that? There has to be time and build up. You can't do it all at the front place. Meanwhile, there at the end, the guy that's supposed to be there is just doing fuck all and nothing until the item gets scanned, and you have this big fuck off problem of build up as more and more client and data needs to get processed. And as you're thinking about this, you just sort of turn that off. It's like, okay, just do the job right now. Just do the job right now. You're able to switch it out pretty much easily. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one to you.
All right.
You're not in any time crunch limit.
All right. All right.
Unlike
All
these
right.
things, by the way.
Huh?
Fucking lucky shit.
Yeah. No.
You do. The turret more readily comes to life. You can see off, not too far away from what you have your little goody little trot, but a couple different things. First, you will notice the main gun go ahead and reposition, retarget, target, and start to activate more forcefully. Secondly, you will notice by your side what looks like to be a, a Space Marine cache, which is where the Space Marine means the people that actually go out and have to fight all this bullshit. The extra Moors will sort of dish out in case they're in emergency situations. And you notice the explosions. The very, very gleefully evil grinned face just looking down upon you, gets shot in the eyeball. It's got a big black fucking eye right now. It's getting popped in the face. It's got a busted lip now. Its front two teeth are gone. Its head's getting smashed. And little by little, this explosion, just disintegration of this major mass is evaporated. But you're also noticing now that the very vastness of space is never quite as simple. It is often way, way more cruel. What seems like a human size is a bit of mass just lands in between you and airlock 404. You don't notice it much at first. Actually, do you have any life or spirit?
No.
Oh wow, you're fucked.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
This thing tastes like a grinder. Why is it taste instead of looks like? You're not really sure. It smells like rubbing alcohol. Oh. And there's a very tactile sensation of not burning, that's incorrect, blaring light on your skin. And how are these things possible? How are these misaligned senses completely firing off at once? You're not really sure. But you understand that thing over there between you and the safety of your little sleep bed? It is a grotesque alienation and of the rational knowledge of this reality. Slithering. How is it slithering? It has no metallic surface. How is it working? How is it staying in the hole? Oh, and then you see it. You see very fine talons that's gripping and ripping into the metal, which will cause major damages that will need to be fixed. But this is just the one. How many more could have been on there? You're not sure. But this thing is between you and safety. It doesn't look very friendly.
I assume that there is some type of gun that he has on him, right?
There's the Marine cache.
Yeah. So what he's gonna do is, if he has enough time, he's gonna change out of the suit he's got now, so that way he can put on some armor that isn't compromised from asteroid fallout.
Hmm. Let's see if you have enough time. Actually, you have time. Actually, you have time magic. Roll your 8 roll right now.
No successes this time.
Hmm. It is unclear whether you would have enough time to do this or not. Hmm.
All right. Well, that's no biggie. What he's gonna do instead is he has a gun, correct? Well, you can get a gun.
You can get a gun. You can dive into the Marine personnel and grab something.
Yup, getting a gun.
Okay, okay. You don't have entropy, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good, good, good. There are two ways you can go about this. You can do a quick perception investigation, or you can pull the luck out of your ass.
How much investigation does he have? Let's go ahead and give it a shot with luck.
Okay then.
That entropy one. So, oh hey,
Okay, okay, okay. There's again the spilling of combat data. It's really, really fast for the Oracle this time. Way, way too fast than it should be normally. I mean, this is like breaking. This is literally breaking the frames per second, and you set a safety net, and you just sort of reach down your hand and pick up what looks like to be a chainsaw machine gun. And when I mean chainsaw machine gun, I mean there's a chainsaw right on the butt and a firing assault rifle on the barrel.
okay. Uh, then what Aiden's going to do is he is going to perform a technique that is known amongst his friends as hot shotting. I assume you know that route.
Go ahead, good sir.
Yup, forces two. Uh, I assume he refreshed quite a bit of willpower from Crusader during this last scene, so he'll drop one now.
So tell me what the effect you want this to be.
Basically, for the next shot that he makes, so he's got 3 successes. Yes, it's 3 successes. His next shot is going to be at a -3 difficulty, and it is going to get +1 success automatically from usage of the Force Sphere.
Okay, okay, fair enough, fair enough. Go ahead and make your firearms roll. All difficulty, difficulty 4, pretty much.
There's 4 successes.
Okay. Mm, roll 2 successes plus 5.
Okay. There goes 3.
Okay, okay, okay. Bam, 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 bam. You're able to redirect, or at least you have an intrinsic understanding of the forces at play here. That you're sort of able to push the gun very gently after each shot. At bam, just shot. Bam, just shot. Bam, just shot. At 1 or 2 of your tracer bullets indicate a miss. Yes, but a lot of your damage goes through. A lot of your regular bullets do damage. As this thing's arm glyphs off and then slimes away, dissolving. Dissolving. How does something slime and glyph off? I'm not really sure. How do you think it happens?
Well, sometimes that happens when you have unstable information, Farseer blinks. That's a weird term to use. I don't know where that came from, but some things just have unstable biologies.
The corrupted bit of data is now raising its other hand, and it's just gonna take its time. It's looking at you. It's winding its hand up as if it had a baseball and it's the pitcher and you're the batter. And then it throws its entire arm and cracking itself again. And and what looks like a very solid bit of stone with a nice layer of grime and pestle, and it's in a little bit of flambe sorbet and cream of the milk crud. It is now all aimed directly at you. What would you like to do?
I'm pretty sure Aiden would like to dodge.
Okay. Hmm. And again, the words from before, right place, right time, repeats in your head.
Okay. Unfortunately, instead of stepping out of the way, he stepped into the way. He was fine the whole time, but he misjudged himself.
You step forward, and then you step forward again. The thing is still going to hit you, but instead of getting a dead shot like you're pretty sure you're about to get, you only get like half a shot. So 3 points of lethal damage.
How much armor does his suit have?
It is currently an inherently 4 dice.
Okay.
Fuck my life.
Bad rolls are bad rolls.
It's like you were doing so well up to this point too.
Bad rolls are bad rolls, man. It's all good.
Okay. Because you stepped forward a bit, it didn't catch you dead on, but it definitely got your reserve air tanks. And there's a very quick warning from your oracles indicating a low oxygen supply. Hi.
Yeah, that'll have to get fixed ASAP, but he has a thing that he needs to kill first.
Mm-hmm. It is still between you and the safety of an airlock, and the safety of a very growing natural problem of running out of air. How would you like to
Yeah.
proceed?
He is going to hotshot again, because hotshotting worked. Hotshotting worked very well.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so he's rolling this at diff 4, if I'm doing my math all correctly.
Yep.
Hey, there's 2.
Fair enough.
So his next shot's going to be a diff 4 again, and it's going to get +1 success.
Mm-hmm.
And he took 3 lethal?
Yep.
All right. There's 3 successes.
Okay, good sir. It's like there's obvious pain in your shoulder blade where the where the oxygen tank got ripped up and busted. That's gonna take some time in the soothing vats, as it were. But you're pretty sure you get this handled as you sort of readjust your aim to compensate for the bad art. Pouch, 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 pouch. And this time you're going across the center of mass like you should have been aiming, and like your instructors keep telling you you should be aiming at your amateur marksmanship, but you always say, "Nah, I'm never going to use it in the field. I'm I'm a worker drone. You guys are Marines." Oh, whoa, is that coming back to bite you in the ass?
No. Bad decisions, bad decisions.
As this thing starts to dissipate and crack again, and as you're looking at it, as you're noticing its frail rails are refilling, its rivets are vibrating, and its strawberry are strawberrying all over your computer screen. Yeah, then the static is returned, and again, and like static is emanating from its core frame and matrix. As you're trying to understand where this corrupted, this corrupted entity, this corrupted idea is stemming from. Um, and as to do numbers of leaflets, as an idea, as an erroneous calculations are spilling out as it dissolves back again into a nothing fabric of dust, as where previously had been slime. And the idea is that you have that thing is a real, quickly diminish into that wasn't a thing.
Yeah, well, the wound on my shoulder is real, so I'm getting in that airlock. I'm getting to home, damn it. I'm starting to miss those sleep pods.
You hustle, you hustle, you hustle to airlock 404. And damn glad that are you back in there. Are you able to close up, get back in the air tank, and you're at the screen, and you're at the wall, as it were. The wall before you get to the proper upper decontamination snare. Goes, it's something that you're never quite familiar with, and it really never made a lot of sense to you while you were here. Here, it's a picture of a woman, or at least a picture of a statue of a woman, it seems. A green woman that seems to be holding a torch and a book to its side. Hey, hey, with the lettering, "Welcome to New York. Give us your tired, give us your weary."
Must be some older stuff. I don't have time for it right now. I just want to get home.
And
Although,
again,
he does feel a certain sense of nostalgia to it for some reason. He's not quite as quick to dismiss it as Tim may be implying here. He does have a sense of curiosity about what New York was, or rather, what it was supposed to be.
well, you were on its namesake, Spaceship New York, or as some of the higher level of personnel like to call it, Spaceship New York.
Hmm.
As now everything is starting to decompress, as it were. And it seems to be running to the end of the executionary function. And as you're looking at the lines of code, as you're trying to figure out what this freaking return button all of it meant, and it's handed you're back in your little space with a 3D object and the connections of pictures of your fellow people. How do you feel?
Relieved. Again, nostalgia. Is he'll look at he'll look at civilian Krykos.
Mm-hmm.
She passed away not too long ago, and he may not have particularly been the biggest fan of her. Eh, he still saw her quite often, and he already starts to feel her loss.
Fair enough, fair enough. But there's a new picture now. Not the static one, but no, another picture. It seems to be of a eye patch. And behind you, you realize there's a presence here.
That it's a what year?
There's a presence here.
Okay. You want to come on out?
It's like, usually it's more polite to be asked in. Sorry, I had to send the request before I get an answer back. It's sort of a thing. I didn't want to be an impromptu guest. I only
Okay.
do, I only break in when I have to break in.
All right. Well, you want to come in?
Yeah, sure. There's a door right there. And the door is there. Actually, it's not much a door as it is an airlock now.
Yeah.
And the voice and the person are behind it.
We'll go ahead and open it.
airlock, much like in Star Trek or something like that. And then walks a man that who a man with a cloth over one of his eyes and a very not robust look, but more like he's seen a bit of wear and tear in the world. And he gives you he gives an impromptu, damn, thanks. You know, you did pretty well in that pretty well back there.
Oh, well, thank you.
It's like, do. He sort of looks around, meddling about with his one good eye. Okay, so right place, right time.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, do. You know, sort of looking around this moment. One of the very few times he's been introduced. He's been actually. What am I doing? This is one of the very few times people give me an invite in here. It's very nice. You get any chips?
Um, sure. As he'll open up a very antiquated fridge, one that looks like it had to be adapted just to fit the ship.
It's like, thank
Um,
you.
yeah.
So tell me, he says, chewing chip. Why are you in the hospital, right? Why did you break everything? Why are you in a hospital bed right now? How did that happen?
What? What are you talking about?
It's like, brings out a little portrait. That's you. You're there, and you're also here. Keep up.
No, but I'm here though.
You're both places. This is your headspace. It's like,
Wait, you mean?
okay. Let me put
Uh,
this. You know RAM, you know CPU, you know breakers and switcher boards.
yeah.
Right now, you're in the dump files of your CPU.
Right. Okay.
Like whenever a system has a critical crash, has it saves as much data as it can for the assume right of some other technician figuring out what happened to it later.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right.
That's what it's like to be in a coma.
Wait a minute.
It's like don't be so melodramatic. After great traumatic events, people go into comas all the time. Usually come out of it within a couple of days. I mean, you only get stabbed in the back.
Edward fucking Norton.
Who is this person?
Some FBI agent. Or at least he pretended to be an FBI agent. He was the one that stabbed me.
He's like, it wouldn't have to be an insert address of the hospital here.
What? That's an. I suppose it's not Old Earth, is it?
He's
It's
like,
saying Earth.
he's like, well, what do you think it is?
Well, there's real to me, but this is real to me too. So I'm not sure what to make of that.
You know that meme, that Morpheus meme? What if I were to tell you?
Yeah.
I fucking hate that meme. Fucking poser. Anyways, what makes you think any one place is more true than the other place? Clearly, if your mind tells you what is real, it'll, damn you, Orpheus, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass. Yes, I hate that I have to do that. Which place is your mind telling you is real?
I suppose both places right now.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And as you're sort of getting to this idea, a line is created in the middle of your mind space. One of them is this place, this ship. The other one is of the hospital room of two individuals with helmets on. On two. It's like, is any one place more real than the next? If you sustain harm in the other, do you not also sustain harm in the other?
I guess. Huh.
Maybe I should delegate you in this idea. You know what the multiple world theorem is in time travel?
Yeah. Yeah, I was reading about that. For every possible event that we perform, there is a universe that exists for every possible outcome of that action or event.
Hmm. Very true. And now a different board has up. Sort of like closing over. You know this fourth wall here that we're looking in on? That gets closed up. And now it's presented with a timeline, as it were. There are actually multiple timelines stacked on top of each other with little keynotes. So it's adjusted height-wise. Very, very true. So tell me, what makes one of these timelines more real than the other ones?
Nothing except the fact that I'm the one experiencing them,
Hmm.
essentially.
So Farseer in Earth adjustment 3 Hitler. No, not 3. It's 3 Einsteins away. He's currently living the life of a farmer, or enjoying the married life.
Wow, there's a version of me that got married.
It's like they don't know about the it yet.
About the what yet?
They don't know about it yet.
You. Oh, I still have it there too?
And some you don't, and a lot you do.
Right.
It's like, wait a second, I remember you, kid. Oh yeah, you were at Jade's flat.
I was where now?
You were at the Jade's flat. The guy stick married to death.
Say that one more time. I'm not catching you right now.
You were at Jade's flat. Jade's the gauze chick who's married to death.
I don't think. Look, I mean, I may be into. I mean, Jade's cute and all that, but I wouldn't say that her husband's death. I mean, I'm sure he's a very nice person.
He's like, oh, okay. There's a translation error here. He will kick and kill you if you fuck up with him, and he can do it. He
And
doesn't
let's
care
go
that.
then. I'm
Like,
not
do
trying
not
to
fight
fuck
it.
with him, but yeah, if he wants to come for this ass, let's go, I guess.
It's like, do not put the things up that you cannot put down. That includes the things in your pants. But ding!
I mean, all I was saying was she was cute. I mean, all she had to say was she was married, and I'm okay. It's not a big deal. Besides, I don't think it'd be the best idea for me to pursue something like that anyway, considering I may not live for it. You know, I might not live to see 2017.
It's like, and then suddenly there's a lot more gloom. The area of the spaceship is sounding a lot more rusted and disheveled. There's the oil leaking at awkward points. Fair enough. It's like you mentioned something about time. Time's the thing you want to look at, apparently. Why is your... I know why you believe your time is so valuable. He's there sort of looking at one of the holes, looking at some of the dials and stuff. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Does this place come with a disposal unit like in a trash compactor like in Star Wars? Or is that something else you need to figure out?
I'm sure there's something there.
Delving deep into one's own minds can unlock demons you best not want uncovered. That can be very gratifying if you wish for self improvement.
Right.
So, anyways, I represent. It's like, and this is where I make my pitch to you that I represent a group of people that do certain things at certain times because you're like fucking with people.
I don't particularly like fucking with people necessarily. I
It's
like
like,
to help people.
it's like sometimes fucking with people helps other people, and he goes over to what looks like to be a very private file, as it were. And this is a computer. It looks like the image of a computer file. He bangs it a couple times, and then it displays your exploits of the last few weeks since you have gone a full ham, as it were. Your exploits of taking down the bad guys.
You consider that fucking with people?
Well, I consider those people, the ones you label the bad guys, certainly fucked.
Then fair enough. I suppose I am someone that quote unquote likes fucking with people.
Don't shine. Don't try to glorify something that is inherently nasty. Just accept that it is sometimes nasty. Like some things that happen during a fight, and then there's the clashing of lightning and a replaying of the last few minutes, an actual lightning, emanating from you. As there's a searing pain in your back again, but also the face of the man you were trying not to think about.
That's not glorious. There's nothing about that that was glorious.
Indeed. Now you have to do inglorious things to do the right thing. But as long as you understand it's inglorious, then you can come to accept. This is what people don't understand. Denial only leads to complications. It only leads to smaller and smaller compartments of, well, this phase. It's states that you have to double think and triple think, chasms you've got to jump over, and logical situations which have no right answer, except that sometimes you do things you'd rather not talk about.
I wanted to use these abilities to help people and keep them safe. Instead, someone I know is dead, and someone I don't know is some in some morgue dying of electrical burns. How
Kid,
I
I'm
find it
trying to
hard to
draw.
imagine.
Kid, I understand you. I've been trying to draw a parallel between the things you've done previously and the things you've done now.
I guess, yeah, but all those things just felt so far away. And I wasn't the one that directly did it, not with my own hands, or not with my own will, I guess.
Fair enough.
But I did. It wasn't just science, was it?
Have you ever heard the theory of the tri-binary system? Able to correlate distant objects, but at the same time representing each other, other and nothing but themselves, but at the same time becoming a hive mind with double switching actions.
I've read a little bit about that. It was a confusing read.
Okay, then I have to ask you: is it more real that it happens to be an example of physics we may not fully comprehend yet, or that it's a pointy hat throwing a fireball.
Which one makes more sense to me?
Yep.
The physics, honestly. But I think one facilitates the other. I see all these people claiming to be mystics doing things that don't understand, honestly. And they look at me strangely when I talk about the way things work scientifically. And I think all that they're doing is channeling it in a way that may be less refined, but they get to the same goal.
That's a good place to start, sir. A very good place to start. I'll let you in a little bit. Because I recently failed someone today. Or at least last week, I should say. I recently failed someone this week. It leaves a bad taste in your mouth, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Life, this existence, is nothing more but the relative connection of all things, and how, and that can be manipulated. They can be tweaked, they can be turned, they can be decayed, they can be reinforced. There's in any number of different things, as long as you input the right keystrokes and the right order. And they don't even have to be keystrokes, he says, pointing at the keyboard. Sometimes it's stretching out your hand. Sometimes it's just coding your arms in the right signal patterns. Sometimes it's just being at the right place at the right time. Sometimes it's being the right person at the right place at the right time. Sometimes it's just being a person. Sometimes it's hitting someone in the head or finding the weak point. There's
I
a process
suppose.
you can, there's a process you can go to. There are different tools, same process. There are different actions, same process. There are different prices, same process.
Is this the point?
This is your point. This is your node. And from this node, you can interact with any number of different things. Interacting outside your node space is more difficult, requires a lot more work, but is still possible.
Mm-hmm.
How big you want to make your node space is your own desire. But I can tell you that I do represent people. Actually, no, that's the wrong term. I represent a craft, as it were. Here, I'm one of very, very few crafts here on Spaceship Earth. And as he says in Spaceship Earth, he really means New York City. But the memory of translation of the words, his lips say spaceship. His lips say New York. His voice says Spaceship Earth.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we have a very particular set of tools that more incline people with more scientific bent. We believe that there's a rational procedure that people can do and learn that can propel them. Sometimes it's just as simple as getting the right key codes in. Sometimes it's just knowing that the airspace interterm, this space and that place can be broken down, causing a lightning event. Sometimes it's just as simple as collecting the emotional resonance in your mental pattern and creating a synapse cyber link counter loop, which this game will just spark the event needed. And some of us just believe, I want a ham sandwich. I'm gonna go program myself a ham sandwich.
As long as what you do is worth it, I guess.
Like, hey,
I'll admit I've been very far away from people for a long time. I was very far away from my parents, emotionally and physically. My aunt had to give me she got me my first computer. I was 8. And everything at that point felt closer to me. That's why I have more internet friends than anything else. They feel just close to me. Even though we don't physically touch, we emotionally touch in ways that I normally don't with a lot of people.
Good, good. You're always seeing the connections. How it's all how the absence of something is just an illusion. It's illusions. It's like distance is an illusion you can create. It's creation. It's an illusion you can destroy. It's an illusion you can understand. And but I have a question for you. Do you want to know why I'm here?
Sure.
You were in that. You were in that fight. Lots of people in my craft don't fight. I'm one of the people that does fight in person in the same room because it's just more polite. It's more proper. It's it's facing the danger. It's facing the risk. It's not cowering behind something. And when you stepped up in that situation, you may have been restricted, but I appreciate it. So I'm wondering, will you continue even though you would have access to better tools, distant tools, or would you stay in that room again? Would you go into that room again? Would you go into that fight again?
If it meant if it meant I could save someone, then yes. I may not have a lot of time on this earth, but a lot of people do. And if I have to give up the last year of it so that way someone else can live 20 more, then I think that that's worth it.
So what I'm asking is, would you abuse the illusion of space?
When I use a computer, I don't think of the damage that I can cause. I think of the positive things that I can do with it. I think of he'll point at the screen, pointing at all the newspaper clippings and news reports of human traffickers that got taken down, of all the crime syndicates that he had helped deal blows to. I'm here to save people that, not save them, I'm here to help people that otherwise couldn't help themselves, and
Okay.
they're too far away from me to touch. If you want to call that abuse, then I don't want to treat it well.
Yeah. If you had the choice to go in there personally, if you had the choice to either sit in your computer and do the exact same things, or to get out of the chair, walk over to those people, those places, those things, and hammer the solution home, which one would you choose?
He sits down. I don't know, honestly. Had I the power to do this from across the city? Had I the power to touch everything anyway? I suppose the better question for me then would be if I knew that I could do more. If I knew I could do more good by being there personally than I would in a heartbeat. The illusion of space is secondary to the reality of the value of life.
So we have an idea this here.
Some people call me that.
Don't worry, don't worry. We're all at one time idealists with our ideas. Are you hollow on the inside?
No.
Okay. There's a snap. And inside your headspace now is a an icon, a new icon. It is an icon of a triangle with black and white offsetting a circle. This is my group. You want in? Tap it.
If I'm right, I think this is the group that I've been looking for.
It's like destiny is a thing. It's not typically my thing, but I understand. And the probability strings are strongly associated with what people believe to be fate.
I'm not one for fate myself. I'm one for damnable coincidences. And I'll tap the triangle.
Welcome to the Adepts. I'm the intern. It's nice to have someone else on board.
It's good to be here. And I'll shake the intern's hand.
And suddenly the headspace dissolves. And suddenly you're looking at what looks to be a very, very poorly constructed plastic visor on a helmet as a man and is currently shaking your hand awake.
Ugh. Ow.
I
Oh,
wouldn't
God.
move.
Yep.
It's like, oh. Hey, listen, kid. I've got to get going. A lot of us have to get going, actually. That's part of the problem with the craft. You talk about the illusions of space, and then you suddenly realize that you have to be in like two places at once, which is really fucking stupid annoying.
What? Oh, okay.
He's like, you just lay back in bed and try not to kill yourself, okay?
Noted.
By the way, thanks for helping me test this thing out. By the way, he says, pulling the helmet off your head.
Okay. No problem.
I would really appreciate if you didn't tell anyone I was here. By the way.
You got it.
And the man before you exits the room, but you do not hear any footsteps or any footsteps after he's left the room. How do you feel?
He feels like he needs to process now. That was a lot that happened in a short amount of time. And now he's going to play around with space. He has what a computer does is it erases the distance between people. Aiden always thought that it was more of a figurative thing. Now he's starting to realize this is a very literal thing.
Literal things can sometimes be figurative things, and figurative things can sometimes be literal things, and sometimes they can be both at the same time. You got an outro for us?
Huh?
Do you have an outro?
Oh, yeah, I got one. Aiden leans back in his bed. Or Farseer leans back in his bed. And he closes his eyes. It was very stressful for him, so he's starting to drift off to sleep. But he is He's accepting things. He's accepting what he is. He's accepting the magic that he's creating. And although it's different from the way everyone else does it, this is the way he does it. And no one's going to take that from him. No one's going to take the joy that technology can bring to the rest of humanity. He accepts the fact that, yes, he ended a life, but it was to save more. And while he can't say that he enjoys doing it, nor would he ever say that he enjoyed doing it, and it would be a last resort for him, but if he knew he could save lives by doing it again, he'd probably do it again. He accepts the fact that he is also going to die. Well, no. He accepts the possibility of his own mortality. He still fully intends on living, on beating this disease, through the usage of magic now. And he accepts that this may not be real, or that ship may not be real. Either way, they were both important to him. And I guess that's where we can end our scene. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, ST, for STing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. It has been a blast, and I cannot wait to see you again.
And thank you, players, for playing. Hopefully we'll see you next time.